husband was the healthiest man I knew until he collapsed in our kitchen, and everyone believed it was a heart attack except me, because I noticed one pattern. My husband collapsed making breakfast on a Sunday morning, and the paramedics said heart attack. I knew they were wrong the second those words left their mouths because Joel had just passed his annual physical with perfect marks 3 weeks earlier. Joel was 36. He ran 5 miles every morning before work. He prepped meals every Sunday, counted his macros, took his vitamins religiously. His resting heart rate was 54. Men like Joel don't just drop dead scrambling eggs, but there was something else. Something I'd noticed over the past several months that nobody wanted to hear about. Joel only got sick after seeing his mother. It started small. He'd visit Colleen for a weekend and come home exhausted. Headaches, nausea, couldn't keep food down. I thought maybe she cooked something that didn't agree with him. Then she started visiting us more frequently. Every time she left, Joel would spend days recovering. Dizzy spells, muscle weakness, a metallic taste he couldn't shake. I mentioned it to him once. Maybe you're allergic to something at your mom's house? He laughed it off, said I was being paranoid, said his mom's cooking was the same stuff he'd eaten his whole life, but I kept a mental note every single time. Colleen visits for Thanksgiving. Joel's bedridden for a week. Joel drives up for her birthday, comes back looking gray. She stays with us for Christmas. He can barely get out of bed by New Year's. The morning he died, Colleen had been staying with us for 5 days. She'd been making him tea every night, fussing over him constantly, playing the devoted mother while I worked late at the accounting firm preparing for tax season. At the ER, they told me about sudden cardiac arrest. Young and healthy people die from it sometimes. Tragic but not unheard of. The doctor patted my hand and offered condolences. Case closed. I refused to accept it. I'm an accountant. I spend my days looking for patterns in numbers, discrepancies that don't add up, details that other people overlook, and everything about Joel's death screamed discrepancy. I demanded an autopsy. The ER doctor tried calming me down with statistics about sudden cardiac events in young adults. I told him I wanted an autopsy. He said it wasn't standard procedure for apparent natural causes. I told him I'd get a lawyer involved if necessary. Colleen's reaction sealed it for me. When I told her I'd requested an autopsy, her face went white. Why would you do that to him? Let my son rest in peace. You're being hysterical. She actually grabbed my arm and tried steering me toward the exit. This is grief talking. You need to go home and sleep. But I saw her hands trembling. I saw the panic behind her eyes. The autopsy took 4 days. The medical examiner called on a Thursday afternoon. Mrs. Barton, we found elevated levels of thallium in your husband's tissue samples. It's a heavy metal poison. Your husband didn't die from cardiac arrest. He was poisoned over an extended period of time. I gave them Colleen's name within the hour. Police arrested her at her home in Michigan that same night. She tried running when she saw the cruisers pull up. Didn't make it past her own driveway. The investigation revealed everything. Colleen owed $220,000 to various casinos and loan sharks. She'd refinanced her house twice and maxed out 6 credit cards. Collectors were threatening legal action. She was weeks away from losing everything. Joel's life insurance policy was $500,000. He'd named her as secondary beneficiary. She knew about the policy because she'd helped him set it up when he turned 25. Detectives found thallium sulfate hidden in her basement. Browser history showed months of research on undetectable poisons. She'd been dosing him slowly during every visit, every cup of tea, every home-cooked meal she insisted on making herself, her own son, for gambling money. The trial lasted 5 weeks. I testified about the pattern I'd noticed. The prosecution brought in toxicologists who explained how thallium mimics heart attack symptoms perfectly, how it causes exactly the kind of gradual decline Joel experienced, how it's nearly impossible to detect without specific testing. Colleen's defense tried claiming accidental exposure. Nobody believed it. The jury deliberated for 3 hours. She got life without parole. She's 61 years old. She'll die in prison. Sometimes I think about what would have happened if I'd listened to everyone telling me to let it go, if I'd accepted the heart attack explanation, if I'd let exhaustion win. She would have gotten away with murdering her own child. I visit his grave every Sunday now. I tell him about my week, about the garden I planted, about the song that made me cry on the drive over. I never told him what his mother did. Some truths are too cruel even for the dead, but I made sure she paid for every single cup of tea.